Welcome back to Journey to Peace with me. So this is the second video in the series of things I do on a budget. Today's video is about beauty, makeup specifically. So if you're interested in how I do my makeup on a budget, stay tuned. But first, I need you to hit that subscribe button down below so you can join the family. This channel is all about finances and the way those finances influence my life and the journeys that I'm taking right now to find peace in my life. But mostly it's about my budget and how my budget dictates everything else. So stay tuned. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. So makeup. My first tip on doing makeup on a budget is samples. So my sister calls me the sample queen. Why? I will go to Sephora and get a sample of anything I want, and those samples last you for maybe 4 to 7 days depending on how well you manage what they give you. Where I live, there are 3 Sephoras in my area. They are anywhere from 15 minutes to 30 minutes away from where I live. And so how I manage this is I go to each Sephora and ask for the same sample of each product. And so that means I'm getting at least 4 days of the products from each store. So that gives me 12 days worth of a sample, and then I can decide whether I like it or I don't. If I like it, then I'll start saving for that item later on, and then I figure out what else I want to try, and I go back and I try that too. In between this, I do make purchases, so I'm not just going into the store to get samples and that's just it. I make purchases, but I try before I buy. I want to make sure I like it before I bring it in my house. Samples, they are your friend. Secondly, the thing about going to these higher price stores versus going to the drugstore is that these stores will actually shade match you. So, you know, in the drugstore, you can't really find your shade. You're looking through a bottle, you're looking through, you know, the packaging to see if it's actually your shade. You're not quite sure. You take it home, you don't like it. You know, what am I supposed to do with it? Return it. That's tip number 2. Most people don't take advantage of returns. So in your Sephora's or your Ulta's, you are allowed to return the items that you have tried and do not like. Keep your receipts. Take those items back. If they don't work for you, do not be ashamed to go back and say, I didn't like this. I want my money back. And that is perfectly fine. But what most people also don't know is that drugstores will allow you to return those items as well. Target, Walmart, CVS, all will allow you to return your items that you purchased even if you have opened them and tried them. So returns are your friends. Don't be prideful and just keep items that don't work for you in your house. That's how you stay on budget. The other thing is doing product swaps. So you have a friend who tried a product, they don't really like it. You've tried a product, you don't really like it. Swap it with each other. See if you like the person's products that they didn't like and whether they like the one that you didn't like. Maybe that will work for you. It makes you stay on budget. You don't spend any more money. You're just swapping out something that you may like for something that you don't like. Tip number 4. Use what you got. I know. I'm a product junkie and I'm telling you to use what you have. I know, kettle, meat pot, I got it. But this year we are on a challenge to use up everything that we have before we buy anything new. I am trying to control my product junkie. I'm gonna insert a clip here of what my makeup collection looks like so you guys can see that I have a lot of stuff that, frankly, YouTube made me buy. Specifically, Jackie Aina, okay? And Ellery. And Aisha Abdul. These ladies made me buy products that I normally would not have bought for myself. Some worked for me, some didn't. That's how I ended up doing the product swap. Shop what you have. Use what you have. You bought it because you liked it at some point. Use it up before you go to buy something else. Because, you know, I'm dark skinned, so I'm using my stuff, and the brown from the makeup is there. Here is where I keep all of my face towels. When I finish cleaning my face, I just dump them in here. These are my wipes that I use to clean up my makeup and clean my face. So these are face pads, cleaners, and moisturizer. That's a moisturizer. This is a face brush that I actually got from Walmart. So it's not the Clinique one, or I'm sorry, it's not the Clarisonic one. These are all moisturizers and cleaners, and this is what I use for, you know, my skincare routine. I got this container from Target. It was $17. So this is where I keep all of my makeup brushes. Don't mind that. I didn't clean it yet. I used it this morning. And my brushes are dirty as well. It's all right. So I've got these. This container, this blue one, came from Walmart. This one came from the dollar store. So this drawer is where I keep all of my face products. So it was kind of neat in here. It's not so neat anymore. But this right here is for all of my complexion things. So my MAC pen, where it's the, there you go, it's the Prep and Prime. It's my orange corrector color. So these are correctors, primers, moisture, correctors, primers are in there. This is a blurring stick. So this is something that I bought not too long ago that I'm trying out. If I don't like it, it's going back to the store. These are Fenty Beauty products that I bought a long time ago. So these are my blushes that are right here. These are my foundations and my powders. This is my setting spray. So you see here that I have samples already, and these are the samples that I have so far. There's another set of samples. The sample that I'm working on right now is MAC. So this is the MAC Studio Fix. I have never used MAC before, but this is Studio Fix, and it's in NW45. I got a sample of this from Ulta. Now, if there's a high brand that's in Ulta that actually has a counter there, they will give you samples. So even at Ulta, you can get a sample of the MAC product. That's where I got that from. So this drawer palettes, I actually have more. They're in the cabinet outside. Sorry, my palettes are super dirty. And then I have extra set of cleaner here and wipes. And then I have these bags here just in case I decide to take anything back. And if you saw up here, my receipts. So that's it. That's all of my makeup. Another thing, donate your items that you don't like. If you don't want to do the product swap, there are domestic abuse shelters that can use it. There are women's shelters. There are youth organizations, girls you can donate your items to who may be interested in having those makeup items. Additionally, you can do Poshmark. I have sold some of my items on Poshmark, and that has helped me out a little bit. So another tip that I use is these pads. They were 28 pads in this container, and you're supposed to use this morning and at night. So with 28 pads in here, if I use it as instructed, that means I am only getting 14 days worth out of this product. So how I stretch it is I cut the pad in half, and so I use half of it in the morning and half of it at night. And so that stretches this product a little bit longer for me, gives me a full month versus just 2 weeks. Those are my tips. If you have any more tips, leave them in the comment section down below. I can't wait to hear from you guys, to hear about what else you do for beauty, specifically makeup, on a budget. Until next time, journey on.